Sometimes when we are training or we are racing, whether it be a marathon or a shorter distance race or triathlon, things do not go as planned. And today I'm going to share a story of last week's marathon that ended up with me in the hospital. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Victor Vizcaino, and today I'm going to share this experience in hopes that you may be able to prevent something similar happening to you. And also as a reminder that we are human and things do happen. So let me begin with saying I was preparing to be a pacer, and I've actually done quite a few videos on how to follow a pacer, whether you should follow a pacer or not. So I was pretty confident on my experience as a pacer because I've done it for the last 5 years, and I've had not any bad experience doing it. So I was very confident in my training. However, a week and a half before the marathon, I did come down with the flu, but I didn't think much of it because I ran marathons when I was under the weather and I was okay with it. But probably a week before the race, I was having to take some Dayquil at daytime and some NyQuil at night. And I have a feeling that had to do with accelerating my dehydration. Now, the day of the race, or actually the Sunday before the race, I did a 10-miler and I felt okay. I thought, you know what, I think by next week I should be fully recovered and be able to do the race. The morning of the race, I felt confident, I felt good. I thought, you know what, I talked to my group, I was confident that I was going to take them to the 4-hour marathon. However, about mile 13, I started to feel some cramping going on, and I thought this is not good. The positive side, I was having conversations with the group, I was asking questions, and I got to know the group pretty well. And there was a guy named Josh, and Josh had kind of told me what his times in the past have been in the marathons. So when I started to cramp, I thought Josh is my guy. He could probably take this group to the 4-hour marathon. So when I started cramping, I accelerated. I talked to Josh. I asked him, hey, do you mind taking over the group to the finish line because I am done. I am cramping. There's no way I can make it from here. And he said yes. And he took over. And I was very grateful for that. He got to the finish line at exactly 4 hours. That was pretty awesome of Josh. And as far as myself, once I started cramping, I started walking and things just got worse. I thought, okay, I'm going to power walk this whole thing and I should be able to finish at a decent time. Well, I couldn't even power walk very fast because every time I would accelerate just a little bit, I would start cramping up bad. But I plugged in. It took me forever. It was painful, and I was going on the dark side a lot of the time. I got done in about 5 hours, 18 minutes. And as my friend was taking me to the car, I sat on the car and I started cramping really bad. And I felt like I was going to pass out. I told my friend, hey, we need to go to the hospital because I feel like I'm going to pass out. And sure enough, in the waiting room, as they were taking my blood pressure, they found out my blood pressure was very low. They said, sit still. I thought I was going to throw up and ended up fainting right there in the waiting room. Before I knew it, I was on the floor. Security guards asking me if I'm okay. And the guy that took my blood pressure also was there. He's the one that caught my head, so I'm grateful for him to catching me before my head hit the floor. I ended up getting 3 liters of IVs. They told me I was extremely dehydrated, and they did some blood work. Nothing else was wrong. But I'm going to continue to get some blood work to see if anything else is going on that is making me dehydrate very easily, because I did drink a lot of fluids before the race, but I believe that the medications that I was taking kind of helped dehydrate, or the acceleration of the dehydration. So I have to be careful with that. It had never happened to me before. It happened to me in a triathlon, but never on a marathon. The lesson here is make sure that you are taking plenty of electrolytes way before. I would say you should always be taking enough fluids, enough liquids, but especially water and electrolytes. My plan for my next marathon is to maybe switch to something like Pedialyte a couple of weeks before, just to make sure that I have plenty of electrolytes going on before the marathon. And, it's just a reminder of our humanity. We are, after all, human. And you get yourself up, you dust yourself, and you continue to stay triumphant. So guys, remember that. Stay consistent. Keep on with your training. And above all, stay triumphant. Till next time,